Most people don't believe in themselves, and they also don't know that they're only 5 steps away from knowing exactly how to believe in themselves. I don't know what those steps are exactly, but Rich Clay is going to walk us through those steps right now in this episode.
Yeah, we've got 5 powerful steps that will help you believe in yourself. And I'll tell you what, this is going to radically change your life.
And it'll work for your entire life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're time tested. And so, number 1, here we go. If you're going to believe in yourself, you have to be your own advocate.
Okay.
So basically, you've got to be your support system.
Nobody else is going to do it for you. Well, maybe they will, but
They can, but they will only believe in you to a certain point. And if you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter.
You can't look to somebody. You can't wait for that person to believe in you. Like, oh, maybe I'll get my big break when Usher finds me, young Justin Bieber playing guitar on the street, and I blow up and become a superstar, whatever. You can't wait for that person to believe in you because they're still working on believing in themselves. I mean, you've got to start. Yeah, that's so true. You have to start by believing in yourself.
Yeah. And you're going to have doubt. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have challenges where you wonder, but there has to be some core base. You have to make a decision. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to be my own advocate.
Yeah.
Advocate means partnership. It means you literally come alongside of yourself. When that negativity starts to kick in, you're saying, nope, we're going to do this.
Yep.
We're going to do this.
Exactly.
I believe in me. I'm going to make it.
Yep.
I'm going to turn this business around. I'm going to
Yep.
turn this relationship around.
Yep.
I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to run a 5K, whatever it is. Be your own advocate.
You're your first voice, and you're the voice that you believe the most. So you need to believe in yourself because you won't believe anyone more than you'll believe yourself.
Yes. And I love that you said you're your first voice. And if you've been trained that first voice is negative, point number 2, eliminate negativity.
Wow.
And if that starts with eliminating that negative voice inside of you, get rid of that.
Yep.
And then get rid of the other voices around. You have to eliminate negativity.
How do you eliminate negativity? Because it's everywhere. How do you just wipe it out?
Don't listen to it. Don't surround yourself with it. Don't feed yourself with it. Don't wake up in the morning and download it. Don't go to bed at night and absorb it. If you have a battle with this,
That's true.
if you have a battle with negativity, you got to take extreme action.
Your brain was created like a field. Your heart, your brain, it was created like a field where somebody would plant a seed in it, and that seed just grows and germinates and whatnot, and it becomes the crop. Whatever you put in is what you get out. And so if you're feeling, it might be super subtle, like Rich said. You might wake up, turn on the TV, listen to a negative thought. That's a seed going in your head, and that seed's going to grow while the economy is going to crap. Okay, that seed, it started out as a seed with, wow, the economy's going downhill. Now it grows a little when you go to try to start a business and you're like, I probably shouldn't start a business in this bad economy. Now the thing's a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm thinking of a corn stalk just growing, and it becomes this mature idea that lives rent-free in your head, and you can't get rid of it. But the same thing is true if you plant good stuff in that soil, right?
Yes.
So if you keep saying, that's why this positive affirmations, they sound goofy and nutty, but it's a seed going in your head. And the other side understands this the same way, where they know that those negative thoughts will germinate and grow in your head too. So it's a system that works both ways. So what are you putting in that ground? What are you planting in your head?
Perfect. And let me say this. That's where it all starts.
Right.
There's a scripture that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yes.
So now you have to change your language. You have to change your dialogue. You have to change what you're saying. I can be with a person 3 to 5 minutes and know if they're filled with negativity because it will come out.
Easily.
So here's the deal. What if you just start changing what comes out of your mouth?
Wow.
What if you just start speaking it? And people push back on that, but I don't believe it. We'll start believing it.
Yeah, and a great friend of mine, Dustin Barker, who also has a YouTube channel, and an Instagram and Facebook, and he's a great channel to follow. He has this analogy where it's like what you believe in your mind goes into your heart, and what's in your heart comes out of your mouth. And believing comes by hearing. So whatever you speak goes back in to your brain and then goes into your heart. And it's this cycle.
Yes.
And it starts with what goes in your mind. So Rich is talking about make sure what's going in your mind is constantly positive, because that'll go down to your heart. And then out of your heart, what's in your heart and what you really just deeply, truly believe, that's what I mean by what's in your heart, comes out of your mouth. And believing comes by hearing. So whatever that's why it's so important for you to speak and change your words, because when you change your words, you change your life, which is also a book by Dustin Barker that you should really check out. His principles have absolutely changed my life. He's a master of communication in this category of change your words, change your life, but it will absolutely change your life. The thought goes in, goes to the heart, comes out of the mouth, goes back in.
Yeah.
And you're in control of what you say.
Well, and what I'm saying is we know that, so don't sit around waiting for your thoughts to change. Speak it, goes to the heart, goes to the head. It's the same principle.
Yep.
So I can get there one way or the other. I can change my thoughts, which change how I feel, which change how I speak, or I can change how I speak,
And then
which change how I feel, which change how I believe.
Yeah, and then actually the speaking is the only thing you can control. Because you can't control what goes into your mind because other people can say things to you.
True.
But you speaking is when what comes out of your mouth is what you truly believe. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the speaking is when you basically seal that belief in your own mind. When you say it, you believe it. And then it goes into your head and back into and you believe your voice more than any other voice. So and that's the only thing you control really is your tongue.
Yeah. So you can do number one, be your own advocate by start being your own promoter.
Yep.
Speaking well of yourself.
And that's not arrogance.
No.
It's confidence.
It is wisdom.
And yeah.
It is wisdom.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of other voices that will not promote you and be your advocate.
100%.
You ready for number 3?
Yes.
Face your fears.
Why?
Face your fears.
It sounds hard.
It's because that's where you become a champion.
Okay.
That's where you become an overcomer. That's where you step out of playing it safe and you go for it when you face those fears straight up.
Why would I want to face my fears? Like, what's the point?
Because fear is an enemy, and fear will hold you back. Fear will keep you from being the very best version of yourself. Fear will keep you from believing that there's more in life.
So fear is blocking. Fear's a bully in the way of what I actually want.
Absolutely.
So I'm not willing to give up what I want just because some fear's in the way.
Yeah, because fear's going to come and say, you're not enough. You're less than. You don't have enough education. You don't have enough money. You don't have this. You don't have that. So it puts down your belief. We're talking about believing in ourselves.
Right.
That's what fear does. Fear causes us to not believe in ourselves.
How do I practically face my fear? Like, how do I face it off? That voice comes in, you're not enough. How do I get past it?
Start looking at failure as being one step closer to your success versus I'm not good enough. Step out. Don't worry about failing. When I was coaching baseball, younger kids, I taught them, if you get thrown out, make sure you get thrown out on the base path running. Make sure it's going for a double.
Yeah.
Don't stop at first base and hesitate.
Incredible.
If you think you can make it to second, go for it. And we don't go for it enough in life.
Yeah.
Our fears hold us back. Our fears say, "Oh, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? What if I don't get that job? What if I don't get that relationship?"
So you fail by default if you don't go for it.
You do.
So you achieve your fear just by not facing it.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm putting together is another way to face your fear is point number 2, speak against it.
Absolutely.
So fear comes at you, you're not enough. No,
Yeah.
I am enough.
Yeah. I got
I'm
this.
more than a conqueror
I love
through
that
Christ.
saying. I got this.
Yeah, I got
Got
this.
this. And I understand, that's I depend on the higher power, God, my relationship with Jesus Christ.
100%.
But I got this is that he who's got me is inside of me, makes me available to get this. I've got this.
I've got this. Yeah, we've got this.
Let's
I
go.
love it.
Let's go for it.
I love it.
It's what David did when he faced the giant.
Yep.
Speaking of facing your fears.
Woo.
Number 4.
Number 4.
All right, my favorite. It's just unbelievable law of success. Practice gratitude.
Yes.
Practice gratitude.
Yep.
Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for who you are. Give thanks for it. Looks like you pulled our book off the shelf.
I pulled the book off the shelf because we're giving it away to you for free.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about that. It's the collision of your attitudes and habits, giving you the ability to choose success, control happiness, defend your dreams, connect with your soul, and elevate your perspective. And the best and probably my favorite chapter is chapter 1 on gratitude.
Totally agree.
It'll absolutely change your life.
Mm-hmm.
It basically, the principles talk about, it's not a, see if I can pull up the exact quote right here.
And the story of Phil touches everybody's heart.
Yeah, 100%. Right here it says, it's hard, you probably can't see it, but you can when you get your free copy by clicking the link in the description below. It's hard to be grateful and have negative emotions at the same time. That's so incredible. I believe the way to get rid of negative emotions is to replace negative thoughts with thoughts of gratitude.
Yeah.
Walk us through that.
Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe because once you start to be thankful, things start to be drawn to you. It's just like it opens the door. It opens the heavens. It's gratitude and grace are very similar.
Yeah.
And grace is receiving things that we didn't earn or we didn't deserve. And when you're a grateful person, you start to draw things you haven't even earned, you haven't even deserved, and your belief system increases and your belief in yourself increases because you're thankful. So now you're thankful. You're thankful for everything, and the more you're thankful for, the more you get. And it builds your self-confidence.
That's true. Yeah, and just being grateful it's a seed. Because you're thinking about it's you putting a thought in your mind and saying, by speaking, gratefulness, it comes out of your mouth saying, I am so grateful that I have what I have: friends, family, house, car, job, clothes, ideas, thoughts, capability, talent, potential. You just write these lists. It's going to be really hard to be thinking about those things and thinking about negative things at the same time. It's actually not hard. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to think about negative and positive things at the same time. So gratitude is probably your greatest weapon against negative thoughts.
Yeah, one of the powerful scriptures on that is, and it's kind of confusing. It's something like this. I'm going to paraphrase it. To those that have much, much more will be given, and to those that don't, it will be taken away.
Yeah, even what little they have.
What little they have. And that's such a perfect picture of gratitude. When you have gratitude, it's just like increase comes to you.
Yeah.
And when you lack it, you never have enough.
What's step number 5?
Number 5, simply surround yourself with the right people.
That's so true. That's so true. We could just
People
end right there.
We could. People lift you up.
Yeah.
Or they pull you down.
Yeah. It kind of goes in hand with point number 1, which is be your own advocate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't wait for other people to be your advocate for you, but there are good people where you can be their advocate and they can be your advocate, and you can grow stronger by being surrounded with the right people. You can go past yourself in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good
absolutely
a good point on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I want to be around the right people for the rest of my life. People that believe similar, people that want to go where I want to go. And I heard this one time. It said that there are certain relationships that you're not going to be in long term because where you're going, they're not going. And you have to be willing to flow with that.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Mhm.
Recap me the 5 points to believing in myself.
Number 1, be your own advocate. Number 2, eliminate negativity. Number 3, face your fears. Number 4, practice gratitude. Number 5, surround yourself with the right people.
And number 6, get your free copy of our book in the description below to help you with all the things we mentioned that the book is written to do for you. And number 7, subscribe so you can get more free value every single Friday. We thank you so much for joining us on this episode of 5 Ideas, and we'll see you in the next episode.